Good morning, YouTube. This is Jenny Brownfield from the Plus One crew. Sorry this video is kind of late. I try to do them on Sundays, but if you have been following Facebook at all, you know that this has been kind of a crazy week for the Brownfield family. TJ and I welcomed our first grandchild, which was awesome, and TJ experienced a little bit of drama down in Tampa that led him to decide to step away from the community just a little bit. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about why I have decided not to step away from the community, at least not at this time. First off, when TJ called me and told me about what had happened in Tampa and told me that, he wanted to step away from the community, my first reaction was, if you go, I go. I joined the community to support you, so if you're out, I'm out. And, he made his video, which I know a lot of you probably have seen, and he sent it to me first before he posted it, and when I watched that video, it reinforced that decision for me just because he was so hurt, and that made me so angry. I'm normally a very calm person, but don't mess with my family. So, at first that was it. We're out of here. We're done. But of course, time passes, people calm down. TJ calmed down, I calmed down. The situation that had occurred resolved itself. And started thinking a little bit more about why I do make these videos and why I am in the community. And although I did join the community to support TJ, the reason that I helped start the Plus One crew was to find and give support for other plus ones, other partner spouses, whatever, separate and apart from supporting TJ. So, I started thinking about, do I really want to step away from that when it's still kind of new and isn't as robust as the community at large is? And I decided that I didn't, not yet anyway. And maybe to understand that decision, you need to know a little bit about how I got involved with that whole situation. So, when TJ first started talking about having weight loss surgery, we went to the seminar where they talked about all the different kinds of weight loss surgery and gave you some, here's what your life will be like kind of things. And one of the things that they talked about very specifically was the very high divorce rate for WLS patients. And TJ and I talked about that. Is this something we need to worry about? Should we, what? And we came to the conclusion we have nothing to worry about. I think our exact words were, no worries, we're solid. Will never happen to us. So fast forward a little bit to, I guess probably just right after Christmas, this past Christmas, and all of a sudden we found ourselves very much having problems and right on the brink of divorce, basically. And for me, at least, it kind of came out of nowhere. I thought things were good, things were not good. And so I felt very, very lost. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to because one of the downsides of being in the military is that we move about every 2 years. On top of that, we have very strict fraternization rules, very strict rules about who we can and cannot be friends with, which basically is I cannot be friends with anyone who isn't a peer, who isn't of the same rank as me. So that moves into the fraternization realm about 98% of the Air Force. So between those two things, I just never really made any friends. I always was perfectly content just to be with my family and hang out with my family. So when the situation happened, I had no one to talk to about it and no one to get support from. So I figured, well, hey, they said that this is really common, so there must be support groups out there for the spouses of WLS patients. And, TJ seems to get a lot of support from his group, so I just need to go out there and find my group and get support. So I went online and I looked, and what I found was that no, there actually was not. I found a couple of forums where people had posted that they were having problems, but those posts were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and there wasn't any recent activity on those forums, so that really wasn't working out. So I told TJ, I said, I've been looking online and trying to find some support because I'm really struggling, and there's just nothing out there. And I don't know exactly how it came about, but he mentioned it to a friend on the WLS community. That friend said, hey, I think my spouse might like to talk to somebody too about just the things that go on. And so the two of them hooked up, myself and the other spouse, and we started communicating on Facebook and quickly became very good friends, and really, I think, provided a lot of support when one of us or the other is having just a really bad day and feels like, the whole world is crashing down. That, not that I don't get support from my family. I don't want you to think that, because I do. I get a lot of support from my family, but it's a little different. Someone who really knows what the community is like, who the people are in the community, and kind of the unique things about the whole WLS experience from the spouse's side. So anyway, so this person and I, we became friends. We started talking a lot, got a lot of support from one another, I think, and so we said, there's probably a lot of other spouses out there who are facing similar things, and maybe they would like someone to talk to as well. So we made up the Plus One Crew page and started inviting some people, and it has grown slowly. It's still not anything like the WLS Community Support Network, but it's there, and if someone's looking for it, hopefully they can find it. And so we thought, maybe some videos would help, because everyone else has videos and they feel like they know each other better. Maybe if we make some videos, people will feel like they know us better. So I started making these videos, and just so you guys know, this whole video thing is well outside of my comfort zone. While a lot of people in the community have those big personalities, they feel really energized when they're the center of attention and they're in the spotlight. It makes them feel very energized. That is not me. I am a super introvert, and I feel energized when I'm alone. I am never comfortable being the center of attention, and in fact prefer if no one even notices I'm in the room, which that has always worked out really well for TJ and I, because when we go to parties or I have a lot of social events I have to do for the military, he is always the life of the party and the center of attention, and that takes the pressure off of me and allows me to kind of just sit back a little bit more, which I've always greatly appreciated. But anyway, so decided to make these videos. First video I was ever in was actually TJ's Q&A video. I was very uncomfortable, very nervous. I still feel very uncomfortable and very nervous whenever I make these videos. I don't know why, but regardless, here we are. So when I talked to TJ about the situation after it calmed down, I said, I think I might want to stay involved and keep making videos, because I think that that maybe the things that I've been through, the things that we've been through, other people may be experiencing similar things and may need help with that. And I don't feel like I have helped as much as I can. I don't feel like, that I'm done with that part. I think maybe there is more to do to build up the spouse community or the Plus One community. You don't have to be a spouse, to become that really supportive community that all of the WLS patients experience. So there it is. That's why I have decided to keep making videos and not step away from the community. And TJ supports me in that, and he said he's good with that. So as always, if if anyone out there has specific things they would like me to talk about, please let me know. And otherwise, my videos might start being a little more serious, because I do kind of want to delve into that and to let people know that the things that they experience, they're not alone in it. So that's all I have for this week, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks.